everybody. Welcome. Yes, we are here. It is AMA time by TCG World. And as you know, I'm PJ Crypto, and I'm here, your host. And I have, you can see here, a room packed with some beautiful faces. I'm pumped. I'm excited. Let's hear it in the chat. I hope you guys are too. It is Friday here, April 21st, and we have a special treat for you all today, and I'm excited to deliver it all to you. And look who we got here. We got my buddy here, John Dixon, my co-host, John Dixon from the Biz Dev side. How you doing, John?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Excellent. Thank you. I see you got a little redness there, sir. You've been out in the sun, it looks like.
I have, yes. I've been close to it, too close to it. Yeah, but I've not had Botox, if anyone's wondering, but I cannot express myself here, so because of the swelling. So I apologize for that.
That's hilarious, guys. So take it easy on him in the chats. He got a little too much sun here, it looks like. But hey, look, we have our Vice President of TCG World here, Justin DeJudas. How you doing, Justin? How's it going, buddy?
Hey, doing fantastic. Been looking forward to this AMA all week. So happy to be here and have our special guest.
Speaking of our special guest, Justin, perfect segue. We have Andrew here in my bottom right, your bottom right as well. Andrew from Unity. Andrew, how you doing today? And welcome to the stage.
I'm doing really well. Thank you for having me. Obviously, I've been hearing about this for some time, and so it's exciting that it's today. But you know, this conversation started probably 6 months ago, actually. So I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to share some of the perspective and the point of view that I have with the community. So thank you for having me.
And the community is absolutely enjoying your presence, Andrew. I'm seeing the chat. We've got, hey, Andrew, thank you for coming on. We've got a lot of thank yous and very much appreciative of everything you're doing here for us and spending the time with us. Hey, I know your time is valuable, Andrea, as well as the rest of the team here. But hey, look, I want to just talk about Unity real quick. I have some amazing statistics. And this is just, when I read this on your website, I almost fell out of my chair. It was unbelievable. So folks that are watching this, here's some stats, and then I'll give a little intro on what Andrew's all about as well. Just so you know, Unity, there is 5 billion downloads per month of apps built on the Unity engine. 70% of the top 1,000 mobile games are made with Unity. 50% of the games across mobile, PC, and console are made with Unity. Here's another one, 3.9 billion monthly active users who consume content created or operated with Unity solutions, okay? 20 plus different platforms are ran on Unity creations, and 190 plus countries around the globe and territories have Unity creators. So when we talk about Andrew here, Andrew, he is a senior client partner of Unity. He leads Unity's go-to-market practice for Web3, gaming, and digital worlds. Andrew also has a personal passion and interest in NFTs, Web3 gaming, and even manages his own Web3 community on Telegram. Andrew is very active in the blockchain on a daily basis and fully immersed into the Web3. So once again, Andrew, thank you and welcome to the stage. Appreciate your time here.
Well, I feel great that I work for Unity after you said that, all those great things about us. I mean, those are a lot of good stats. And so it's one of the reasons why I chose a career path here. It's exciting to be part of this industry, and it's exciting to be touching so many different gaming experiences. So thrilled to be part of it and thrilled to be part of the experience with you guys as well.
Excellent. All right. So gentlemen, I know we had asked our community ahead of time of the stream, what kind of questions do you have for the team? And so as normal with AMAs, Ask Me Anything, we reached out to them. They gave us some feedback of some questions they had for you, Andrew, and Justin as well, being on the vice president side of the house here. So for that, we'd love to hear from you guys on these questions. I have them teed up in this slideshow here. So let's go ahead and I guess jump into the materials when it comes to that and get into the Q&A if you guys are ready.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go for it. All right. First question from the community here is, what type of games has the Unity team already built?
Well, you got to see a little bit of the statistics that PJ shared, but as a company, we're very involved in the entire gaming industry, but also the entertainment industry. As a business, we're moving in the direction of real-time 3D, but we're super involved in mobile games as well. So about 70% of the top 1,000 mobile games are built on the Unity engine, and about half of all games globally are built on top of the Unity engine. With that being said, the Unity engine is a tool set. The other part of our business is the business of professional services and co-development. And so in that respect, this is how we're working with TCG World. We work with a lot of the titles that come out. We may not have the IP for those titles, but those are all of our customers. And so throughout the development cycle, we are actually engaged in many, I would say the majority of the titles that you see come to market in one way or another. From a development perspective, we have 3 development studios at Unity. We have a traditional gaming studio, we have a Web3 game development studio, and we have a Metaverse studio. And so we have those studios specifically because we have continuous streams of business to support and enable those. So we're very active in lots and lots of different game builds, as you can probably appreciate. I can't really name titles on the web stream, but 70% is a pretty big number. So you can probably guess some of the titles that are out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And your famous icon, the logo and everything is very impressionable to gamers. I know they see that kind of when they're loading up the game. So yeah, people can extrapolate that, I'm sure, and figure that out for themselves about how many. But yeah, pretty impressive stats, Andrew. Yeah, pretty impressive.
Say recently I've been going back and playing older games and not looking for Unity games, but thinking, I didn't even realize that was a Unity game. So it is impressive when you go back over a game library that you realize you didn't realize that you were playing a Unity game at the time. So it is impressive, very impressive.
Yeah, once you see the logo, you start to see a lot more.
Exactly.
You're sending those subliminal messages to those gamers, Justin, shall we go into the next question, you think?
Yeah,
Unless you want to add
absolutely.
anything?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So will Unity be perfecting the plot building mechanics? In this question from the community, they said in their opinion, it's one of the most important features as a plot owner. So good question. Of course, just like the last one.
On that,
Curious
PJ?
on your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, I'll start out with this one. So the short answer obviously would be yes, plot building mechanics are a crucial part of our gameplay. We understand the importance of perfecting them, and we're working closely with Unity to ensure that these mechanics are refined and improved to provide a great experience for our plot owners. But I do want to say that Unity is diving into every single aspect of TCG World. The team at Unity is passionate about the success of what we're building, and they're focused on the whole picture, our entire vision of the world, not just hyper focused on individual aspects like plot building. So we have not been hyper focused on just plot building for the last roughly month or so with our engagement with Unity. They really have taken a full circle, big picture look at everything we're building. And, to this person's question, yes, plot building mechanics are part of that. And we understand that from a player's perspective and a plot owner's perspective, how important that is. And shout out to John right here, because this guy can build some very impressive stuff with our current builder. I don't know how he does it, but I'm consistently blown away with some of the stuff he's put together.
Just to be clear, Justin, even with the sunburn, I can't get a bigger head right now. But I will say, I'm looking forward to the fact that if there's lots of ways to improve the plot building or other mechanics within the game, Andrew, would you be the first to say that you've got access to loads of possible solutions for lots of mechanics that you could
we're a
give us
tech
advice
company.
on?
Yeah, so at the end of the day, we have artistry services and creative services, but the core of our business is to ensure that the gameplay is stable, that the bugs are removed, that the experience is seamless. And so when you start to work with an organization or a community like TCG, the first thing we want to do is understand what exists currently. And then we identify areas of opportunity, right? And so we're in the middle of that. We understand how the gameplay is currently. We understand the feedback that's obvious from the community on that, but then there's the underlying technology. And so if we fix this, what's the implication over here? And so we're looking at all this really holistically, and the parcels and the building on the parcels is part of the entire technology platform, the underlying technology that enables this, including, how do we ultimately get a bunch of people on a single plot of land, talking to each other and enjoying a concert. We're moving all of the pieces to enable really a massive multiplayer online experience, which you think of massive multiplayer online games today, those are like 100 people simultaneously, and the numbers that we're shooting for this digital experience are significantly greater than that. And so there are a lot of things that we're going to have to employ for a world build that would be, even beyond what a highly demanded MMO would be for traditional gameplay. But yeah, we're working on a strategy, and then obviously execution for those elements as part of this development agreement.
Yeah, we got a comment in the chat. Our one of our vocal community members, Roy from the Sprite Report, he's a beat writer for us, talks about news. You may have seen his write-ups, Andrew, I don't know, but he's very popular in the community. He's like looking for 1 million avatars in the Sprite Report HQ in TCG World. So he's kind of itching for that to happen. So
all right, it would be an innovative thing to make that happen. At the end of the day, when we think about where the world is moving from offline to online, it's going to require a lot more people to be available simultaneously. A million's optimistic, but a million people won't be standing any closer to each other in the metaverse than they are in real life. And so, that's the kind of thinking that we have to think about when we have a lot of people together. Really, you're only able to see a few hundred people around you, and the rest are kind of in the distance. And so it's thinking like that, right? When we build out the game experiences, what's the experience for the person, the first person experience, et cetera. So,
in real world versus, emulate that as much as possible in the virtual sense. Yeah, great point. I love that, Andrew. Moving on to the next question from the community is kind of, what has been the most challenging thing that Unity has seen so far in regards to TCG World's metaverse, the way you see it stand today? You've been in here about a month now, looking under the hood and taking a look at our code and so forth. What's the most challenging thing you've seen so far?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I think I'll give you guys some encouraging feedback. You've been in development for almost 2 years, right? So there's this possibility that things can be going really, really well, or they could be going really, really poorly. And then there's a spectrum. If they were going really, really well, you probably aren't trying to partner with someone. If they're going pretty well and you've identified areas for opportunity, that's a good way to consider partner, or other solutions that can contribute to your effort. There's technology solutions, there's professional service solutions. And so for Unity, this makes a lot of sense for us as we think about the world. The biggest thing is worlds this big haven't been built before. And so as we think about constructing the base technology moving forward, these are kind of new ideas. And so I think that's the biggest challenge, but it's not necessarily a problem. We just haven't been asked to solve it before to this level. So we're taking some steps to pursue volumes of traffic that we haven't had to address before. And I think that's going to be an ongoing challenge. It's not going to go away overnight, but I think that's going to be in line with adoption as well. So the growth of TCG World is going to be incremental at the pace that we can handle. And if there are 1 million people that have an interest in being in the world simultaneously, I think that's a fantastic problem to try and solve for.
Great.
I hope I didn't ramble too much on that answer.
No, it's well said. I mean, 800 square kilometers is no joke, right? That is massive. John, just so you know, Andrew, John once upon a time, he did a live stream walking from one corner to the other of TCG World's 800 square kilometers. How long did it take you to walk that, John? Just if you remember, can you recall that?
Well, first of all, it was hard to do in a straight line because, what's that over there? What's that over there? Right. You've got to keep on going in a straight line. But it was about 4.5 hours in total. And I did have a Forrest Gump moment as well when people from the community started following me behind, going on a run with me. By the way, if anyone's in chat, please mention that is actually a true story. I had loads of people following me behind. But yeah, 4.5 hours it was. And it wasn't boring. It wasn't boring. My finger did hurt, though, because obviously you've got to hold down the W key for 4.5 hours.
That S or W button, yeah.
So at the end of the thing, I had a broken finger, but no, it was worth doing.
Yeah.
I was thinking the next time to get a lead weight or something for that key and just do it hands-free, but...
They make tech for that too, you could even just use a program.
I'll talk to you about that after the stream, then, if that's okay.
Yeah, some of your big fans, John, are talking in the chat here. We got the Big
There you go,
Country,
true
we got the Sprite Report, we got Top Marks. They're all saying they
Yeah,
had a
Big
great
Country
time
was
following
there.
you in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it was
All right,
brilliant.
good stuff.
Yeah.
So let's go on to the fourth question here, if we could. Considering the current support available, what specific milestones and achievements could Unity realistically reach in co-developing TCG World? Ever in the course of a 9-month period, which we've contracted Unity with, right? So kind of curious, what your take is on that, Justin, David, or Andrew.
Yeah.
Just curious on that.
Yeah, I'll actually open up with this one. So for this question, I do actually just want to take a moment to comment about the current support available from Unity. So when Unity gave us their initial proposal, it included their Diamond team, some of the best developers at Unity. And it included, I think, 5 team members and a project manager. At this time, I think we have close to 15 or 20 people from Unity across multiple specialties and areas within the industry in our Slack channel, exploring every possible avenue to help TCG World be successful in executing our vision. So I've been beyond impressed with everyone at Unity. I can confidently say that, I think that they've been impressed with what TCG World has accomplished so far. And, they're excited to help us deliver the best possible experience to our community. So already they've already enabled us to accomplish so much more, bring in so many more people than we initially thought we would be working with. It's just been a fantastic experience. And I'll let Andrew comment a little bit more realistic about what they think they can realistically reach in code development. But we're already so far beyond the scope and sequence that we thought would be following, and we're only a month into our agreement with them. It's been amazing.
Yeah, I can comment on it. So I think that's one of the nice things about the Unity team. We have around 800 engineers and artists on our development team. So we have the ability to pivot to different resources as there's a need. And so while we have contracted, a handful of resources from a full-time employee perspective, we are dynamic in how we apply those resources to the project, because we want to get the best bang for the money that's being spent, obviously, on this effort. And so, as Justin mentioned, we probably do have at least 15 or 20 different team members from Unity that are actively communicating, contributing ideas, points of view, et cetera, throughout the project. From a execution perspective, what kind of work can we get done over the period that we've contracted so far? It's going to be stabilizing the gaming experience. Really, it's taking it from, we have a couple of hundred people in this experience that are enjoying it and are patient with some of the challenges that they're experiencing with the technology shortcomings. So what we want to do is make less people have to be patient and just give them a really good gaming experience. And so the first portion, the phase 1 of our agreement, really is to just get everything working really, really well and foundationally building core, so that as we add entertainment experiences and in-game mini games and social areas, that we're not having issues with scaling and communication and multiplay and lobbies and these sorts of things. So this first period is analysis and really optimizing the current experience. So I wouldn't expect tons of different looks and feels for the world yet, or a ton of new experiences, but the gameplay itself is going to be very much improved over what it's been like. And then we have obviously this desire to continue to strategize together beyond just sort of getting the environment stabilized and scalable.
Beautiful. That's music to the alpha testers' ears, my friend. So I know John and I are just like giddy right now hearing that from the both of you. So thank you very much for that. That is crucial. And the gaming experience overall, just smoothness and everything.
Yes,
and
exactly.
that's with the masses coming. That's huge. So thank you very much for making that a priority here early on. If we could, let's move on to, we got continued content here. Number 5 of our questions here is, what inspired Unity Technologies to work with TCG World's Metaverse specifically? And, what aspects of their vision for the Metaverse align with, Unity's own values and goals, you know?
Yeah.
So curious about that one, fellas.
Sure. So I spend a lot of time in Web3. I buy and trade a lot of NFTs. I play a lot of Web3 games, and I manage a Web3 community as well. And one of the things that we recognize is there's a period of time that it takes to really build trust in this industry. There's been a lot of bad experiences, and so when we seek to work in anything that's closely related to crypto, we have to be very intentional around the type of organizations that we work with, and also the types of commitments that they make to their community. That's super important. So there's a lot of posing and a lot of organizations that don't deliver. Me, as someone that's really immersed in the space, is on high alert for bad players, right, and bad actors. And so a lot of my job for the first 3 months in working with David Evans was challenging the strategy, making sure that the intent to deliver to the landholders was there. And that was probably the most reassuring part in my pursuit to continue to work with David and TCG World, was the vision, the just this passion that David has to deliver on the commitment. You know, land sales were made, money was raised. Now there's this huge desire to do good with that. A lot of times that's a pivot point where I start to see some question in a business strategy, and that was a solid part for me in talking with David and getting to know David and really understanding the people behind this as well. What's been committed to? What does the long-term vision look like? And so Unity doesn't just want to contract with companies. We want to contract with companies that have good reputations, that have the ability to be successful, in partnership with us, have the ability to also execute on a strategy that's a good story, right? We don't want to be building bad games either, or bad gaming experiences. So from a high level, from a metaverse, from a Web3 perspective, those are the real core things. From a game perspective, the metaverse is awesome, by the way. I mean, you compare this digital world with others that are being advertised, and the experience here is different. It's much more gamified than a lot of other experiences. It's fun. Web3 misses a lot of the elements of fun when you think about Web3 gaming, and so that's super exciting. I see a massive potential for user acquisition here, as well as a legitimate economy. And we have people at Unity that are going to help to enable and ensure that there's a legitimate economy within TCG World as well, because everybody on this call has that as a high priority, including myself, as a stakeholder in Web3. I have many wallets that have NFTs in them. So that's sort of a high level point of view.
Andrew, we have a comment in the chat that I thought was very touching and to the point on what you just mentioned too. I thought you might want to maybe comment on it, but
Sure.
One of the viewers here, Griffin21, says, "That's awesome that Andrew tested David's authenticity, vision, and drive and found it to be rock solid, confirming his belief from the beginning." So just, yeah, exactly. I think, well, I guess it's more echoing what you had just said. So
no, I mean, it's true. I'm in communities, and I've exited communities, right? Because you start to get to know people, and you're like, I don't know about this. Doesn't smell good, and you start to sell assets, and that's not what I feel about David. It's really refreshing, to be honest, and we have a very good relationship and good rapport, and he allows me to challenge him appropriately, as a leader should, when he's trying to do really good things for the stakeholders. And so, yeah, I have really appreciated what I've built with David as well. So
perfect. Be mindful of time here, fellas. I know you have a hard stop at the top of the hour, so we're nearly halfway there. So let's get into the sixth question. Sixth question is, why has Unity chosen TCG World among other metaverse? We did hint on this a little bit in other questions, kind of similar. Anything you guys want to elaborate on this question?
Yeah, I think Andrew actually just hit a lot of the points very similar to the previous question, but I was involved in a lot of these meetings, and I think I can say wholeheartedly that it was our vision, and especially it was our CEO, David Evans, and his ability, I would even say his gift really, to articulate a clear and captivating picture of what TCG World aims to be. And I think that really impressed Andrew and everybody who was on all of these calls. And I think they really recognized, something special and unique in us that they haven't really seen elsewhere. And that's why I feel everyone on the Unity team is so excited to work with us. I'll let Andrew comment a little bit further if he has some more to add.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not about choosing one over the other, it's choosing to move forward, right? And so we're picky. And so the reasons that we've decided to move forward, especially in Web3, you don't see a lot of announcements from Unity yet in this space. We're super cautious. And so to take this bold step together, I think is a statement just from a Unity point of view in general. But yeah, we want to do really good experiences and we want to make really good games. So that kind of summarizes it. And I think there's tremendous potential here. So that's the exciting part about working with TCG World on this digital world.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So for the viewers, just so you know, I am seeing some questions come in through the chat. And just to be respectful for those who in the community raised their questions timely and gave the Unity team, as well as Justin and I and John here, time to vet those questions. We're not going to take any specific questions in the chat. We got to stay on track on time, but I do appreciate that. And you know what, if John and I have some time at the end, we'll take a look at those and see what we can do. But I do need to respect Justin and Andrew's time here on the stream. We do have these questions to get through, and I want to respect the viewers who did submit those on time. So thank you very much for that in the chat. Appreciate that. Moving on to 7th question here, folks. What is the most difficult part of TCG World the team will have to overcome in terms of development? We talked about some complexities that you saw, but maybe if you can talk to some specific difficulties you might see, or challenges or hurdles you see with what you have right now. You mentioned the size of the world, right, as one thing, but it's kind of curious on this question, what your thoughts were. This is a good question, I thought.
Yeah, it's the massive size, not the size of the world itself, but the amount of simultaneous players that or landholders, users that you want to have experience the world at the same time. And there's ways to address that, as I had mentioned earlier. But you think about massive multiplayer today, it's 200 people. That is a massive game. And so you have not just the Unity engine to think about, but internet connectivity and these other networking and these sorts of things to think about as well. And so it's around really planning that technology layer really strategically so that we can scale as it makes sense. Yes, we want to have thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people ultimately simultaneously participating in TCG World, but they won't all be on the same land plot. And so how do we think about that? We have to think about that from lobby. We have to think about that from walking from one end of the metaverse to the other. We have to think about that from voice as well. So we own technology that enables voice communication. So if someone's talking from my right, I hear them from my right. And we have our Vivox technology for that. And so that's going to be the most complex part of this. But again, I think that's going to come organically as the community grows. So I don't think there's a need tomorrow for 1,000 simultaneous users, but there might be by July, to have that. So we're trying to scale the infrastructure and the networking and the throughput to enable an experience like that with a lot of people. Because at the end of the day, we want to have concerts and game competitions and user-generated content and all these sorts of things that could be really good, but we want to be able to have more than 5 or 10 people at the same time.
Yeah, I know, for John and Justin, we've talked about this in some of the streams that we've shown some assets in the world about entertainment, right? Having those concerts, having those comedy shows. Heck, we even have what is currently called the Belly Up. Belly Ache. Sorry, Belly Ache.
No.
The Belly. I just ruined that joke. Oh my gosh, guys! The Belly Ache Comedy Club. Yeah. It's one of our team members had come up with that clever name, and it looks like it's stuck for now. But a really cool venue. I know David's already talking to comedians and some other folks out there. Nothing we can announce yet, but that's it. Entertainment, right? It's not just like going in and just seeing some things. It's like buying a ticket, maybe using an NFT as your admission into that event, and then there you go. Now you're actually in there watching exclusivity of an event in our world. So that's spot on, Andrew, and well said about getting masses condensed into like one plot per se, one commercial plot, for example. So well done, my friend. Great. Moving on in the content here. Question number 8 is will they be, well, they being Unity, be implementing and optimizing the night and day cycles with varying sprites given time and day? So, we do have some early on, we were seeing the night mode, the sunsets happening. John has got some amazing shots of him driving off the beach and looking at these beautiful orangish, yellowish sunsets in the world. You're really experiencing, as you said earlier, Andrew, about, taking the in real life experience and getting it as emulated as close as possible in world. So this question is more on the sprites themselves. Curious about like maybe their spawning effects are more prominent in night versus day and things like that. I don't know. Maybe Justin, you want to take this? Maybe.
Right. I'll go into some of these more specific questions. So, again, this all goes back to what we're saying earlier, that we're collaborating with Unity. We're taking a very holistic approach to this. So yes, we are working on several specific tasks. We are trying to match a lot of real world things with the metaverse. So obviously creatures have different cycles. There's nocturnal creatures, night and day. There are a lot of, those things to consider. But we're looking at the world as a whole right now, and we're really focusing our time and efforts to execute the larger vision. So yes, this is part of the larger vision, just like plot building mechanics is part of the larger vision. So yes, that's the short answer. We're implementing all these changes to give people an engaging, fun, smooth, playable experience.
Perfect. Thank you. Andrew, you want to add anything, or we're going on to the next question?
Yeah, I think Justin summarized it. At the end of the day, the mechanics have to be first, and then the artistic elements will follow. A real world sort of simulation where the sun sets and you get those different lighting effects and shadows and stuff would be obvious as part of that experience. But yeah, it's not going to happen in the first few months of the exercise. I wouldn't anticipate.
I'll add a bit to that sprites thing, though. I won't name names for games that I've played over the years, but it'd be great if we do have certain animals or certain sprites that you need to know that it appears in a certain location at a certain time or in certain weather conditions, for instance. Yeah. So those kind of like Easter egg things that are rare, and therefore with them being related to NFTs, you go out hunting and researching, how do I find that rare thing that only appears in certain conditions? Mm-hmm. So that's more of the gamification, the different white papers that we're working on. For instance, fishing, we might have certain locations where you need to do midnight moonlight fishing to get a certain fish. So we are hopefully working on loads of things like that.
Yeah, that all goes into a lot of the game theory things that we're working on. We want challenging and entertaining things to engage people within the world. So yeah, and that's a great question. Certain sprites spawning with specific weather cycles or night cycles or day cycles, specific areas. There's unique elemental differences across all 4 regions. So obviously it would be pretty entertaining to find a rare sprite within a certain time, location, and environment that can only spawn within these specific conditions. And it's things like that that really create that desire to go explore the world and find that rare sprite. It's what we're all hunting for. You can catch all those commons, but you want to find that rare, ultra rare 1 in 100,000 sprite out there.
I've played games where I've been waiting literally in real time between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. but also hoping that the right weather comes up as well, because it only spawns in the...
You gotta make that sacrifice if you want that sprite.
Exactly. So we will have things like that, annoying things like that, hopefully.
No, amazing things like that.
That's amazing, man. That's the gamification we've been talking about.
I'd say it's 1 in 1,000 chance of getting something, then that's rewarding for me as well. So we will cater for those kind of people as well.
Speaking of sprites, John, the Sprite Report writes in the chat, the sticky frog croaks at night, the yellow blumble enjoys the morning light. So but he's a poet, I guess. There you go. Very much so.
Yeah. I like it.
He's a writer. So on to question 9, gentlemen. Now that you've had your hands on TCG World for about a month, how much fixing, optimizing versus building new things? We kind of talked about this topic a little bit, but I think they've said it a little bit differently here. Fixing, optimizing versus building new things, would you say your team has already done? So a month in here, or just about a month in, a little bit over a month actually, into the contract. What would you say so far?
Yeah, I'd say there's an assessment period, right, where we have to really understand what's happening, what's been built over the last 18 to 20 months. So a lot of that's been done. We've definitely identified a lot of areas where we are going to start work, and we have started to make recommendations to David and Justin and the team on these items. The repository for the assets, for example, we've already started optimizing that. So yeah, we're well into it, but as you can probably appreciate, there is a bit of time for all these 15 people to really get immersed. We talk about the goals together. We try to understand as much as possible, but when you kick off a project, that's when a lot of the team members are introduced for the first time, right? And so they spend the first 2-3 weeks really just kind of digging, like what do we have right now, so that we can understand, where we can optimize the most. But yeah, and right now we're optimizing versus building. And as we get near, the second half of the year, that's when you'll start to see a lot more of the building.
Excellent. All right, let's carry on here into the remaining few questions we have, and then we'll let you guys, Justin and Andrew, we'll let you get on to your day. I know you have a hard stop at the top of the hour here. So once again, will Unity utilize any emerging technologies or industry trends to optimize the game's performance, enhance, the gameplay mechanics, or improve the metaverse integration? Curious about that one there. That's a good question.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. We all know that Unity is at the forefront of emerging technologies and industry trends right now, and they're actively thinking about, the vision that we've laid out for them over the last 6 months in our meetings and what we've been working on for the last, 4+ weeks or so. They're helping to prioritize, the best integrations for TCG World. They've introduced us to Unity staff from just about every division in the company at this point. So, they're presenting us with options and their opinions on what would be the best integrations for our world. So, yeah, I've seen some amazing technology from the team at Unity, and we're really just looking at what's going to work best for us and for our community.
I know we're kind of getting into a little bit of the secret sauce, Andrew, and I'm sure you guys can't even mention any of that here. But again, as a host here of the show, I'm talking for the viewers here. It would be nice if you could mention anything or anything possible there. But
we're going to be using innovative technology for sure. Some of the scaling solutions are super innovative, obviously, because we haven't seen the need to scale environments like we've done in the past. But everyone's been hearing the word AI, or the two words AI, lately, artificial intelligence. And so you'll start to see artificial intelligence creep into all sorts of technology companies, including Unity. And that will be part of the tool set that we continue to offer as well. But yeah, let's just take a quick step back and think about entertainment in general. There's a new movie that came out a couple months ago called Avatar 2. That movie, a lot of the tools that were used for the lighting and the shading and the water effects were Unity's Weta toolset. So those tools that were used to create those effects in the Avatar movie are now being brought into the Unity suite. So that was an acquisition that we made of a company called Weta, W-E-T-A. And so when you think about innovation and advanced tool sets like that, that is a technology stack that we haven't integrated into our engine in the past, that we are throughout 2023 beginning to not only integrate it, but also start beta groups to really push the limits of those new tools as well. So it's just happening all the time in real time.
The chat is chat's getting giddy right now, Andrew. I've got people like saying Weta Digital, Top Tech, got a sheesh here. We got a mic drop. Nice, you guys own Weta. Weta works on Lord of the Rings. They have collectible division that I have tons of stuff. LOL. Andrew, super bullish on
awesome.
Unity. You just lit up the chat right now by saying that. Thank you very much for sharing that. Super cool stuff. I'd
like to maybe take it just another step for those that are looking for the economy. If you want me to comment on that a little bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
Go ahead.
So Yeah, so we acquired a company called Weta, which is awesome from an artistry perspective. But then last year we also acquired a tech stack from a company called Iron Source. And Iron Source, along with their brand Astra, we have new monetization technology. So user acquisition, relevant ads for businesses that maybe are in the digital world within TCG World. And then marketplace for trading and selling of NFTs. So we have the ability to incorporate a Unity NFT marketplace that of our own technology. So it's not built from the ground up. It's just literally something that can be white labeled along with our own wallet solution. So we've got some really high level folks that have been in the crypto space for many years, understand the economy of tokenomics and DeFi, et cetera. And so we're going to be applying the tech stack along with those professional services to help, obviously, to build out the economy portion within TCG World as well. So hopefully that's helpful for the audience.
A little bit beyond helpful.
Justin, I hear you pounding away the keyboard. Are you? What are you doing, man? Are you putting out fires right now, or what? What are you doing?
Oh my god! I try not to come on too many AMAs because when you know everything, you don't want to say too much. So
look, let's be real here, okay?
Unity has amazing technology, guys.
Exactly.
We won't be around the bush. Unity is a publicly traded company. They're top of the status quo here. You don't really have too many other options if you want to go from basically an indie studio like we were to being a top tier metaverse, and that's our primary goal. That's why David worked himself to death for the last 6 months, meeting with Unity, being tested, being challenged, being vetted. Unity really looking at everything that we have built and everything we have to offer, and essentially determining we have good intentions, we have a legitimate business plan. They've seen all that, they've challenged all that, and that was what we had to go through to basically execute this contract to work with them for the next 9 months. And Andrews just gave you kind of a little glimpse into some of the amazing tools that Unity has and how that can be implemented to TCG World, and how that's going to help us grow and become basically position ourselves to our goal. We want to be the #1 metaverse out there. It's been my vision and goal for this ever since almost 2 years ago now. David just so eloquently spoke about what a metaverse should be, and anybody who's had the privilege to actually listen to David talk about how it's going to be a fully immersive experience, how it's going to essentially mirror the real world economy, and how it's going to grow into its own essentially its own standalone world. A lot of great things are coming. And Andrew, thank you so much for sharing some of those more intricate details of some of the stuff that we're working on and looking to integrate by building our metaverse on the Unity platform. These are a lot of the reasons why we have elected to go with Unity, and why we think Unity is the best platform to execute our vision that David's spelled out for us over the last 2 years. So go ahead, PJ, take it away.
I will just say this is evidence that nothing is scripted here on these AMAs. It is free form flow. John knows this too. There's no, I mean, we have a framework of how we want to get what accomplished, but this is why I love live streams, guys. So the community is eating it up. It's fantastic stuff. I know Justin's cringing right now as VP. He's not. He's like, the cats are out of the bag and things like that. But we're typically the tip of the iceberg. I know, Andrew, you guys at Unity have so much technology. This is just the tip of the iceberg we're talking about here, right? It's one technology of many you guys have. And so that's what we're so excited to have contracted you guys and looking to the future for here at TCG World. So anyway, thank you very much for sharing that, as mentioned.
Andrew, hopefully you'll echo this as time goes on over the next few months. We'll say, have you got a solution for this, or how do you see this being better? And you'll say, have a look through this door, kind of thing. That's what we're here for. That's part of it.
We have the we have the visibility into all the emerging techs, and that giving you guys the access to that early is part of the partnership approach that we're doing here. It's like, how do we enable the story to continue? How do we enable execution? and continue to build these experiences that people want to participate in. So yeah, it's
I mean,
super
hopefully you'll
exciting
be on
part.
with James Cameron next week. Is that right?
Can't comment on that, but
Yes.
we have people here that know James Cameron.
Oh, there you go.
It's all who you
Mic
know.
drop.
Exactly.
Moving on to question 11, gentlemen. Where does Unity think we can position TCG World after this 9 months of co-development and contracting that we've done with you guys?
I think it's, what I'd like to see is for the engagement to continue, right? So we get things stabilized, we get things optimized, we have a really great gameplay experience. But then there's the ongoing evolution of a world, right? And so what does that look like when you think about the world around you in real life? It doesn't stop. The development continues, and projects are dismantled and new projects are put up in place. And I see this continuing to be like that. And so in order for that to continue, we have to do really well during this first period, right? So we get more consistent users to the metaverse, and more people interested in building businesses, etc. And then the economy starts to grow, and that obviously starts to fuel the growth of the world and the business that we can do together. But yeah, we don't have a desire to just come in and save the day and then disappear. That's not our goal. We're not here to save the day. We're just here to kind of help to take what's been done and really just hit the accelerator, right? Because you get a team to a certain point of understanding and knowledge, and then you get to a wall, and you start to reflect and say, hey, how do we get further? And that's where David reached out and said, we've done a really good job, and we think you guys have done a really good job, but now we think we can take that to another level. So
Exciting. Well, we're on to our last question here. And what that one is after the 9-month contract with TCG World's Metaverse is complete, does Uni anticipate continuing to work with TCG World in some capacity? There's some hints that we've already talked about, but and if so, what form might this look like from a collaboration take?
Right.
Yeah.
I'll handle contract questions. So
There you go, Justin.
yes, and we've already kind of touched on this with Andrew, but yes, our current contract is 9 months, and just because the contract ends 9 months doesn't mean that it's a permanent end. Our world, as we just discussed, is a living experience. It's going to continually evolve, and every single person that we've worked with from Unity has been exceptional. So it's important to understand that Unity is a publicly traded company. They work with a huge variety of clients, and the fact that Unity gave Andrew permission to come onto this AMA and talk to our community, I think really speaks volumes about our working relationship and Unity's belief in us. So yes, as our current contract, 8 more months from now, as it approaches the satisfaction date, we will at that point have already been looking ahead and evaluating our next steps and continuing our relationship with Unity. What that will look like, we will be a completely different world in 9 months from now. So the next step in the evolving evolution of our world and technology in general, we will address that probably 7 more months from now. We'll be looking forward to, all right, there's 2 months left in our contract. What do we want to accomplish? And what do you think we're going to need at 9+ months moving forward into the next 6 to 12 months, as we are, the metaverse is a living thing. It's going to always be, getting better, essentially. So just because the contract satisfies in 9 months, I don't see that being the end of our work with Unity.
yeah, and we feel the same. We have ongoing relationships with most of our studios that we work with. In fact, when I think about TCG World, we're shifting into a game studio. That's what's happening. And so when that happens, there's just ongoing games that continue to get built, ongoing experiences that continue to get built, optimization, things like multiplay and voice and chat. These things obviously start to become incorporated into the experience. And so can't do it all at once. It's got to be a staged approach, so that we don't have an implosion, right, of the technology. And so it's very thoughtful in how we're approaching it. Obviously, we're thinking about speed because everyone wants to have this happen as quickly as possible. And so that's why we're applying all these different resources to the project, just to try and scale quickly.
Well, so viewers, we are at the end of the Unity Q&A session. Please do stay on. We do have a session around some TCG project updates that John and I will take you through. But Justin and Andrew, I just want to get into the next one here. I just want to thank you, Andrew, once again for coming on to the show here today. We really do appreciate it. You could see it in the live chat. It's just lively. Everybody's super appreciative of you coming on. Justin, too, I know you're a busy man. You hit some of those contract questions, the contract guy. So thank you for doing that too for us and spending the time with us. I know everybody was, really looking forward to this AMA. I barely could sleep last night. Even David, he was saving in the chat. He could barely sleep as some other people in the chat. David was supposed to be sleeping right now, but he's not. He's in the live chat right now. Thank you, David Evans, for joining us.
Come on.
It's the middle of the night for the guy, and he's still in the chat talking to people and engaging with the community as he always does, which is awesome. But Andrew and Justin, I want to respect your time. I'll let you guys go here. Any parting words before I let you go?
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have the opportunity to talk with the community. I know how important it is to give validation for what's happening, and I'm here to validate that. We're working with TCG World very closely on a daily basis. I see Slack messages every hour, emails less frequently because we're living in the future. And so we use the Slack a lot more than email, but it's active, and the team's excited at Unity to be part of the project, and to think about what this is going to look like, 7, 8, 9 months from now, and then a year or 2 years from now. It's just going to be an amazing journey, and so thrilled to be part of it. And thank you for building on Unity and trusting Unity to help with your execution of your strategy as well.
Thank you, Andrew. Justin?
Yeah. Thanks, Andrew.
Fantastic. I think Andrew pretty much said it all. Absolute pleasure to have Andrew on. I just want to thank each and every person who tuned in to watch us and listen to us, and our loyal community. We'd nowhere without you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Andrew, again, thank you so much. I'm sure I'll be talking to you as soon as we hang up again. But again, everybody, we're working hard for you. Unity has been amazing to work with, and we appreciate everybody tuning in today.
All right, hang on, everybody on the chat. We're going to let Andrew and Justin go there with their busy schedules. Hang on in the chat. We're going to transition here now. Thank you very much. See you, gentlemen.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care.
All right. Okay. Well, John, what you think, my friend?
Well, I feel like where the those chimpanzees on tricycles, unicycles that were having to follow the Beatles. And try and keep the audience entertained now. As I say, how do we keep people entertained on that and keep the high? Yeah. But yes, that was an amazing first bit of this AMA. But we've still got some updates.
Yeah, so we're basically the clown show at the end of this stream here. We're doing the best we can to keep you all entertained. Again, it's
we have still got some bits left.
Thank you all for tuning in. Again, we do have some quick updates for you all about TCG World. I know it's been a hot minute since you've seen John and I's face on the TCG World's AMAs, and we are back at it again. Again, we give you content when we have it. We're not going to fluff anything. We're not going to just give you guys garbage. We only give you stuff when we have it, okay? So that's how it's going to work. And so, yeah, so here we go, folks. We're getting into some of the other nitty-gritty here. Again, I want to thank again Unity for joining us. Andrew has been a phenomenal guest, and also Justin as well as our vice president. He is extremely busy, and I'm glad he was able to spend some time with us. So, John, if we jump into the content, those who may not be in our verified plot owner chat just yet in Telegram. By the way you get in there is go to our main Telegram and talk to the community about how to get in there. You need to own a plot of land in TCG World's Metaverse. If you own it, you can get into the verified chat. And in there, that's basically where you're able to get interaction with David Evans. He doesn't talk in the main chat. He's only in the verified chats for plot owners. But in there, we had a voice chat held by our chief gaming officer, Jace Falkenberg. I encourage you and implore you all to go listen to that. It was a good State of the Union, I think you would call it, maybe, John. I don't know what you would kind of call that Q&A,
I call it a realignment. That's how I see it.
Okay.
There was a time where people were saying, what's going on? Is this the case? Is that the case? So we just kind of said, right, let's just answer all these questions that are coming in and put everything, retune the channel, get rid of the fuzz, and then, when everyone now has got all the answers that they need, right, let's now move forwards. So I think that's what we kind of did, and it gave everyone an opportunity just to ask whatever they wanted to ask, and then we answered all the questions that were logged. So, so yeah, that was
Yeah,
my take on it. Everyone had their own take on it, but yeah.
Yeah, so
a
it's recorded.
realignment.
It's available in the plot owner verified chat in Telegram. Again, they can help you out there. The moderators can help you get access to that. It's in there as well for you to take a look at and replay that. Definitely a good one. I believe we are going to have Jace Falkenberg, our Chief Gaming Officer, on not our next AMA, but at one around the June timeframe. So keep an eye on our socials as always, guys. We'll have them at the end. Show those socials. Make sure you're turned on notifications. You're aware of that stuff. Best way to keep up to date with TCG World, okay? But the Chief Gaming Officer, Jace, will be giving us a gaming update probably around the June timeframe, so in about 6 weeks or so from now, okay? So stay tuned for that. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but TCG World, for our token TCG2, which is on BSC and the Ethereum blockchain, we have some new staking pools that have just refreshed. John, those are the BSC, Binance Smart Chain. We have the 1 month. And then the Ethereum 1 and 3 months, those just came out, I believe, this past week. So quick news flash for you all. If you have not seen that, get yourself out of those expired pools. They ain't doing anything for you. And if you're looking to stake again, they're out there for you to go and restake. But John, anything you want to add on that?
Just the usual. Hitting withdraw will also harvest your gains as well as withdrawing. So one click and it's one movement, so it should be easier. And if you have any issues, always come to us and ask, but ignore any DMs saying, hello, you don't know me, but I can help you. Just give me a seed phrase and I will help you.
Nah.
Ignore anybody who DMs, because if anyone DMs you giving you advice, chances are they're a scammer. So try and keep
Tech support and moderators, administrators will
don't
never
exist,
DM you directly for giving you help, guys. So please be careful out there, okay?
Be careful.
Keep it in the main chat, okay? Please. But also, gas has been ridiculous. I don't know if we could blame it on the Pepe craziness, but I'll tell you what, gas has been off the charts. Be just mindful when you're unstaking and staking. Look at those gas fees if you're on Ethereum. Binance Smart Chain, no big deal, but the Ethereum ones especially, be mindful of your return, be mindful of the gas fees, watch for lower gas fees to go ahead and unstake and restake. It's just been a little bit high. Look at the Gwei gas tracker. Do a search on Google, Gwei gas tracker. You could go take a look at that on the Ethereum there. And Etherscan will show you kind of how high gas is and all that. So, guys, just be mindful of that. That's all I want to add on that as far as a public service announcement. But Roy went ahead and put the website, tcg.world/staking. tcg.world/staking is the official link and website for staking. All right. Moving on to the next one, John, we have the Dragon Bible 2.0 has been released, right? And I don't know if you've had a read. It was a beast of a read. There's so much in there.
It was. It's like a bedtime story, except it doesn't send you to sleep. It just has you wide awake, excited for lots and lots of things. They're just giving you more and more reasons to get dragons and have dragons. Obviously, make sure that you go to the ones that are in OpenSea, because we recommend that as the location, and make sure it's the proper collection. If you're in doubt, again, ask in Telegram and we'll give you the links. But it's just more and more reason. And also as well, I heard a rumour that people were going to get an extra dragon for free. Is that right?
That rumor is correct. That is the dragon, if you read the Bible. But by the way, I will pull that up right now here while we're talking, John. John, shoot, don't look at that.
Take a sip, by the way. This is the first time I've had a drink. I'm just grabbing.
Hold on, I pulled up the wrong graphic there.
We need the Men in Black flasher.
All right, here we go, folks. The Dragon Bible. What John is referring to is there is a new tier that has been introduced. It's called Tier 0. Let's see here, right?
It's rewarding people for being patient, really, isn't it? And we're grateful to everybody who is patient while we sort everything out and make this amazing metaverse. And if you're holding on to the NFTs, then we're rewarding people.
It's these babies here. There are the Dragon Clans. Okay, this is the first baby one. You've seen some tweets from TCG World. Okay, the baby dragon, and this is kind of the dragon clans going into kind of the details around the Asia clan and the 4 different regions we have, right? But the baby one is the first one. You can see that card right there. Okay, I've Aphios goddess is the baby dragon tier 0.
That's the one everyone's going to get. Yeah.
And when you say everyone's going to get, meaning like you set up a profile, you set up a gaming account, you get it, right?
I think that's what it is. It's having an account, and then you'll be on the list, and you'll get one. As long as we've got your wallet address, you'll get airdropped one. That's my understanding.
Boreas the blue for the north. I think they only get one of these tier 0s. Is that correct, John? If I'm not mistaken.
Say again, sorry.
They only get one of the different 4 different ones. Yeah.
Yeah. There's one. We're not going to give one of each.
Yeah. So
just one. Start
preparing your mind for which one of these you want. So in the Asia, I'm sorry, we talk about the East. We got. I'm gonna butcher this. Phaedra the Swift.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Phaedra.
Phaedra the Swift in the East, right. And then of course we round out the Forest clan. We have Gaia in the Forest. This is the baby tier 0. Okay, this is again. You'll have to choose one of the 4 regions, but that is how the new free dragon that you will get by being part of just having an account and playing the game. You're going to get one of those 4 regional tier 0s. Okay, so more details to come on kind of like how that's going to work for you, but that's going to be cool. You know, you don't even have to own a Dragon Cave Club NFT, and you're going to get one just by having an account.
Yeah. So it's one of these things, to know all the details of how that's going to work, then you need to just keep up with the socials and keep watching the AMAs. As soon as we know the actual proper facts and timelines, then we'll announce them here.
Sprite report saying that that card looks suspiciously like an NFT. Well, we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, it does look something like an NFT. That's right. But hey, we know game assets, NFTs, all that is what we've been talking about the world itself, the gamification, on-chain, everything with the assets you can play and collect in world. So maybe, let's see. Okay. All right. Griffith says, "Long live Boreas the Blue." I think I know which one he's going to get. So yeah, Griffin 21 has already kind of put out his cards. Yeah. So there you go. Talking about the Dragon Bible 2.0, it is over 100 pages long. Take your time, read it. This is a big release that just came out. Gosh, I don't even think it's been more than a week, John. It's been recent that it published out. But it's a lot of information to digest, a lot. And we'll probably cover on other AMAs, right, John?
Yeah, I'm just looking at Dark Force has asked when I'm going to join the Dragon Riders Club. I thought you had to have 8 NFTs to be able to do that. So if you're wanting to know why, it's because I've not got 8 yet. So, but if the rules for joining Dragon Riders Club, by the way, we're not allowed to talk about Dragon Riders Club.
I thought that was the first rule of Dragon Riders Club.
Yeah, you're not allowed to talk about it. It doesn't even exist.
Dark Horse
officially. But yeah, I'm just saying, if I'm not in there because I don't have 8 yet. I need to sell. It says
we don't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't talk about it. In fact, I don't even. Again, we need the. That's twice now. Men in Black. Memory Wiper. I apologize.
There you go, man. There you go. And I just, I did talk about some giveaway on accident. I flashed it, but look, we're going to talk about over the Easter holiday. We had on Twitter, we announced some giveaways. So we do have some giveaways to do here, John. If I could just cue it up here to remind folks about those giveaways. We've got some prizes to do, some plots of land. So here we go. Let me get this up here.
Am I allowed to win anything, by the way, before we start on this?
I don't know. I don't know. What's the rules about that, John? I don't know. Anyway, these are the tweets. There was 4 altogether. One for Easter Friday. There was one for Holy Saturday. And there was one for actually Easter Sunday. And then last but not least, we had Easter Monday. We're a global metaverse game here, so we think about it from a global scale. Some people don't recognize all these days, but we were being as inclusive as possible when it comes to this. So we had a giveaway for each of the amazing days. So if I actually go ahead and pull up the giveaway here, give me a minute. Oh, here we go. 1 second. I got to get my wheel up. Oh, okay. John, my wheel. I closed it down and I need to look for my. So buy me some time. Look at the chat here, John, while I get this loaded up, if you don't mind.
Yeah, not a problem. First of all, I think Roy, you put up a link earlier for the staking. Can you just bring that up again, just in case anyone missed it, because that is a timely thing. It's important that everyone gets a chance to unstake and restake with the new pools being open. So thank you for that, Roy. And also, thank you, Odin's Beard, as well, for confirming what I thought, which is that you need 8 of those Dragon Cave Club NFTs to join that club that we're not allowed to mention. But if you do have 8 and you want to know more about that club, you might be lucky. If you go into Telegram and ask about it, there might be somebody who lets you know. But again, if they DM you, then ignore them, because they're probably a scammer who wants to get you into a different type of cave.
John, thank you for that. Thank you for buying me some time. You were the greatest co-host on the planet. Thank you, sir. Folks, we have the wheel teed up here. We're going to do the Easter giveaway. There was some qualifications you had to do. This was for the Easter Friday to win yourself a silver plot of land in TCG World. I have everything queued up here. These are all the Twitter handles, and this is the wheel. I'm going to go ahead and give it a spin. Good luck to everyone. I hope your Twitter handle is selected. Okay. And the winner of the silver plot of land is at CK1. At CK1. Congratulations to you. You are the winner of that silver plot of land. We will now move over to the. This is the Holy Saturday giveaway on Easter.
Holy Saturday, Batman.
Holy. And look at that little Lego guy, John. Look at the little Lego guy. So cute.
Oh.
Right? Right? Okay, so I have all the names. I'm going to go ahead and clear out this here. Give me a sec. There. Boom. Okay. Here are the names for, again, we have moved on to the Easter Holy Saturday giveaway for a silver plot of land. These are all the names here, John. Let's see. Let's give it a spin. Good luck, everyone. I hope you're chosen. And the winner is, for the silver plot, Holy Saturday giveaway, Argush44. You are the winner, Argush44 on Twitter. Congratulations to you for that silver plot. All right. And then we move on to the next giveaway, which is our Easter Sunday. The Easter Sunday giveaway. John, this one's a gold plot of land for Easter Sunday.
Yes. And it should be as well. That's one of the biggest days of the year.
Exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this out here for those viewing this. And I'll paste all those names in there. All right. So again, this is for the Easter Sunday giveaway, where you will receive 1 gold plot of land. All the Twitter handles are loaded up in here. Good luck, everyone. I hope you win. And the winner is at Penaton_W. At Penaton_W. You are the winner of the Easter Sunday giveaway for a gold plot of land. Okay. Last but not least, John, do you celebrate Easter Monday there in the UK?
We do. Originally called a bank holiday Monday, so we celebrated it by the fact you couldn't go to the bank.
Makes sense to me. Thank you, banks, for giving us the day off. At least in the UK. Not what we get in the US here, but here we go. We got the names loaded up for the Easter Monday giveaway, which is, again, a gold plot of land. Thanks to the banks for giving us the day off. All right, here we go. Spin away. Good luck, everyone. I hope your Twitter handle is picked. And the winner of the Easter Monday giveaway for a gold plot is at El Galardes. At El Galardes, you are the lucky winner of the Easter Monday giveaway for a gold plot of land. Congratulations.
I've got to say, I knew none of those names. None of them.
I don't
They're all
recognize
new
them,
names to me.
which
great.
you know,
It means
which
we've
is
got new
great, right?
people.
That's spot on.
Exactly what we
Absolutely
want.
spot on. Wow, we're just giving away plots, man. This is
Yeah.
insane. David Evans is so giving, man. I tell you what, we were very lucky here at TCG World. That's for sure. John, we're rounding out here the end of the content, but we do have more giveaways we're talking about, and these are a little bit different, guys. So
Yeah.
yeah, you remember we were talking about this one, right?
I know this one, yeah, and also something from earlier will now make a bit of sense as well, I think.
Yeah, where I spilled the beans. Exactly. So let me take a look at the chat, see if anybody knows. Did you guys know that TCG World's birthday is on May 9th? Did you guys know that? Look in the chat here. Anybody know that? May 9th? Did you guys know that? But yeah, TCG World celebrating its second birthday. The second birthday TCG World is. And yes, we have a graphic here that I accidentally leaked out earlier, but on the stream. But here it is. Super cute. There's those tier 0 dragons, John. The second birthday celebration is underway for TCG World. Super cute, right?
Yeah. That's that. Can we say who made that for us, by the way?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's give some props.
Yeah. Well done to Mark. I think it was Mark who created that. I'm going to get shot if it was someone else now. I do apologise. But yeah, I think Mark did that for us. He's done really well with that graphic.
I believe
And
it
these
was.
are all the little things, by the way, that our team do, that people, it's all that time and energy and creativity that goes into things like that. So things like that make me smile. And Oggy, sorry, Oggy did as well. Oggy Real.
Yeah, he's been helping us on the dragons for sure. And these little baby guys, he helped Top Marks with this marketer community. So thank you, Augie. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate all your work. You guys are fantastic. Great with the graphics. This is going to be hitting our socials here very soon, guys. So you're hearing it here first. I wanted to announce this giveaway. So here's how it's going to work. Okay. So we're doing a Dragon Cave Club NFT giveaway. All right. This is going to run for 6 months. As our birthday is nearing here, it'll start at that point. Every Friday for 6 months, we will be giving away a Dragon Cave Club NFT. Okay. If you have a bet on OpenSea, these are roughly, depending on where the floor is, you can get them for around $200 US, give or take, right? Depending on what's going on with trading. But that is every Friday for the next 6 months after our start of our birthday, we will be giving away a Dragon Cave Club NFT to a lucky winner. So here it goes. How can you become eligible for this? All right. This is how it works. Everybody who owns a Dragon Cave Club NFT today, you will be entered into a week's drawing, which basically means there's a 10,000 NFTs in collection. If your NFT is number, I don't know, 4,362, and our random drawer picks up 4,362, your NFT basically won another NFT from the NFT collection. So that's how that works. Okay. Huge. Okay. So we're rewarding those holders. Here's the stipulation. You can't be selling your dragons. Okay. You can't be putting it up on the marketplace. You can't put it up on OpenSea. You will be ineligible for the drawing. Okay. So be mindful. Don't have it up on OpenSea or you'll be disqualified from this giveaway. All right. So that's like 1 week. The following week, what we're going to have is for verified plot owners, we're going to open up a Gleam. Okay. So the verified plot owners are going to have a chance to get a Dragon Cave Club NFT if you don't own a Dragon Cave Club NFT already. All right. So if you own a plot of land, you'll go into this Gleam. We'll give you all these details in the verified plot owner chat soon. But the Gleam will actually be a site where you'll go to. We'll provide it in the chat, in Telegram, and you'll participate in that. As you earn points in the Gleam, we'll give you possibly some multiples to give you additional entries into the drawing. Okay. So let's say week 1, Dragon Cave Club NFT holders, drawing, random raffle. Week 2, plot owners, verified, enter in the Gleam, get entered in a raffle by participating in the Gleam. Week 3, back to the Dragon Cave Club NFT holders, 10,000 random drawing, get an NFT. Okay. So this is how it's going to work. Every other week for the next 6 months, as soon as our birthday comes around, you can have a chance to win yourself a Dragon Cave Club NFT. So that's big, right, John?
Yeah, definitely.
Big.
I'm doing some rough numbers. That's 26 pretty much, isn't it? 26.
26. Yes, exactly.
Once
52
a
weeks in
week.
a year, 52 weeks in a year, so 26 weeks we'll be
So
running.
if you don't get it this week, then try again next week. And if you don't get it that week, then try again next week. You've got some good odds if you've got 26 tries. So, and it'll keep everyone engaged for quite a while. So it's just another thing that'll keep us going while we're waiting for Unity to work their magic. And again, as I said, I can't remember at what point in the AMA. It's a reward for everybody who's engaged with TCG World and following TCG World. So just keep tuned in, keep watching, because I'm sure we'll be doing lots of other things between now and then.
So we don't give financial advice, but if you want to participate in this giveaway and you're a Dragon Cave Club NFT holder, don't list on OpenSea. Otherwise, you'll get disqualified from this raffle. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a prerequisite. Okay? And we'll be very vocal about it on our socials as well as in the Telegram and the Discord about how this giveaway is working. I know somebody in the chat has asked, what is Gleam? It's Gleam with an M at the end. It's a website that allows you to interact with our socials and posts, and like this YouTube video, for example, go watch it. Again, it's just trying to help our community be active in our socials and participate in that front, and retweeting something, leaving a comment, et cetera, et cetera. Our friend Roy from the Sprite Report is going to be helping me with that front as we do those giveaways. So, as you know, we do have AMAs every other week, John, right? So sometimes we might do the giveaway on our AMA together. And the other ones we'll pre-record it and we'll share it in the chats so you guys see it. Everything's above bar here. We don't do anything secretively, and everything's going to be at random, okay, when it comes to the giveaways. But again, I just want to say, back to David being so gracious and giving back to the community, I think it comes back to this, John. In summary, we're going through some changes right now. New studio, right? We've got Unity, all right, contracted in. These are big changes happening. The alpha build is down right now while we're doing this. Plot owners are not able to get in right now as we're doing these changes. So he's saying, hey, look, let's reward those people hanging with us. Exactly. And let's give away some NFTs along the way. Again, these guys, these are not cheap NFTs. These are never, these are like $200 US each on the floor. Okay. So look, yeah, that's how it's going to work. If you're a plot owner, you get a chance, even if you don't have an NFT yet. Okay. You get a chance on those weekly giveaways. And then the Dragon Cave Club NFT holders, you get a chance as long as you're not selling on OpenSea. Okay. All right. John, anything you want to add on that?
I just want to thank the community for, the response today on the AMA to Unity and Justin, and obviously you and me. It's been great to see that everyone's still here, keeping engaged. We're going to try and keep updating you with everything that's going on. We are currently in a building phase, so alpha is down at the moment, but as soon as we can bring it back up, we will do. But it's this moment now where Unity have got their head under the hood. Is that an American term?
Yep.
Looking at the engine, working out what they can do to squeeze a bit more horsepower out of the engine. But while they do that, you've got to realise it's up on the ramp. We can't drive the car. Again, I'm going into a metaphor or an analogy there, but hopefully you understand that we can't have it both ways. It needs to be frozen, put in the garage, and that's what Unity are doing. They're working with us, and then as soon as that garage door comes up, we'll let the community know, and they can hopefully have a better playable experience after we've put some new tyres on it.
And we do have our voice chats returning, not this week, guys, but very soon here. We're going to have those back in the Telegram after we conclude our AMAs. So stay tuned to those. We're really excited to have those. It's kind of like just an informal session where a round table kind of thing. People get to just talk, kind of postmortem what they saw in the AMA, as well as just thoughts they had on the project and all. It's a voice chat we do in the Telegram. I don't think it's going to be today due to conflicts on the schedule, but we will return those ASAP very shortly here. So stay tuned for that as well. And know John and I like to dip in there as well to hear the community out, but not today, guys, but next time. But again, in closing, here are our socials, folks. please, please, please make sure you're following us. Make sure you're hitting the like button down below. Gosh, I mean, come on, look at how much we unpacked today. Hit that like button. Gosh, if you haven't done so yet, I don't know what's going on with you, but I appreciate all your support. John, it's nice to get back in the saddle, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. I hope we can now keep getting back to this routine, and yeah, it's been a bit of not a long break, but it's been too long, and it's great to be back doing this. And also as well, hopefully I'll turn brown rather than pink, ready for the next AMA. But as soon as we know what date that is, we'll let you know. But there's always something going on, so as long as there's stuff going on, then we'll do these AMAs.
Thank you, John, and you're an amazing co-host. I appreciate you coming on here. I know it's getting a little late in your evening, but look, hey, have a beer for me, man. It's still midday for me, but I'll catch up with you later tonight. But guys, it's been a hoot. Thank you very much for joining. Appreciate the support. Follow our socials here at TCG World. For John Dixon, head in business development, co-host here with the AMAs with me, I'm PJ Crypto, and we will see you on the moon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye now.